It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield-Greene County Park Board, Thompson Sales, Kitchenland USA, and Smouse Brothers Foundation Repair and Waterproofing. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for being with us this morning.
All right, we'll get to some news. A former Greene County deputy is in trouble, accused of stalking and intimidating a victim multiple times. 34-year-old Joseph Schilling is being held in the Greene County jail without bond. He was ultimately fired from the sheriff's office, but that happened before his recent arrest. Authorities believe that Deputy Schilling was emotionally abusive to a woman. They say they found drugs in his car on one occasion, meth, and that he even slit the throat of the woman's dog as a form of intimidation against her, among many other very disturbing details. A man who went overboard buying tires got caught. He has been busted. Aurora Marionville police say a 31-year-old man bought about $23,000 worth of new tires using stolen credit card information. Police say the man bought at least 64 Goodyear tires. Some of them came from Jimmy Mitchell Motors in Aurora and from some other places, but he has been caught.
That's a lot of tires and a lot of money for tires. Big boat dock at Lake of the Ozarks collapsed in fire yesterday. It happened in the early morning hours of Monday. There was heavy fire on several boats and watercraft at the dock as well. So, of course, the fire marshal is investigating what sparked that fire. Total loss, about $800,000. Wow, that's a lot. And in Springfield, the Community Foundation of the Ozarks has some new digs located on South Jefferson in a building that, as you know, used to be owned by Missouri State University. The new CFO headquarters is the third location for that nonprofit in the last 52 years. The Community Foundation manages about $540 million in assets.
My, how they've grown over the years, over those 52 years.
Yeah.
Springfieldian and Democrat Caitlin Zach is officially running for the District 133 seat in the Missouri House of Representatives. She's the only one running so far for that seat. It is currently held by Representative Melanie Stinnett, who's a Republican. Stinnett, meanwhile, is running for the Senate District 30 seat this year. Currently, being held by Senator Lincoln Huff, who will term out. So some movement in the political world before Election Day happening in November. Today is day 2 of part of Sunshine Street being closed down out by the FedMed, Sunshine, and right by Kansas Expressway and Scenic. We told you yesterday that it's closed, but hey, guess what? Metro Eats, a food park that's like mainly food trucks and some permanent establishments as well. They say, come and see us. We're still open for business. Come and eat our food. That food park sits on West Sunshine, right where the road work is taking place. But the street is closed, but you still can make your way into the food park. The road construction, as we mentioned yesterday, is going to be going on through December.
Yeah, it's a long project, so hopefully people can get to the food park. I mean, obviously you can coming from the east, coming from the west. It's going to be a little more difficult, but you could do it.
And they want you to.
Yes, they do.
I don't blame them.
No doubt. Another business, Springfield-based America's Incredible Pizza Company, is closing down a location in the St. Louis area. They're hoping to better focus on the brand by having fewer stores. So, of course, they have the location on South Campbell in Springfield, the mothership. They also have 5 other locations in Oklahoma and Texas, Incredible Pizza Company. And the University of Missouri football team is doing well, so fans are turning out en masse, in fact. We can tell you that season tickets have already sold out for a second season in a row. You can still get single game tickets for 5 of MU's 8 home games this season.
Yeah, only 5 of the 8 because the other 3
5
have all sold out, even the single tickets.
Yeah, that's really something. SEC makes a difference, doesn't it? The Tigers enter the year with a 10-game home winning streak, and home kickoff is August 28th. Tonight is National Night Out. Happens every year for several local police departments. And in Springfield tonight, it's happening at Metter Park. It's a free event intended to build relationships between the police officers in the community and the people in the community that they serve. Happening in several communities all around Springfield. But this is right now, we're talking about Springfield. You can get up and close with police cars, fire trucks, canine demos, which should be cool. Free hot dogs, free ice cream. Ozark Mountain Popcorn is going to be there. There will be games for kids and all that sort of thing. So it'll be a nice night and decent weather out there.
Yeah, not too shabby. So that one's at Metter Park in Springfield.
Right.
Also, Nixa is hosting the National Night Out there in Nixa at the Aquatic Center from 6 to 8. They will also have food and games and giveaways and swimming, so you can meet the police officers and dive into the pool. That one is also free to attend. And in Bolivar, they are having the National Night Out in Bolivar at the Recreation and Aquatic Center as well on West Broadway. They will have free swimming there, as well as safety demonstrations, tours of emergency vehicles, and some businesses and nonprofits are taking part there in Bolivar. Should be a great time. Good night for it. And I've been to a couple of those in the news world, and it is good for the police officers and the community to interact, kind of get to know each other on good terms, you know?
Oh, absolutely. It's a great event, so good for them.
And then also we want to mention that tomorrow, Wednesday, is time for the midweek matinee. The doors at the Gilloys open at 1:00. The show starts at 2:00. And the movie tomorrow is Spaceballs.
That's a great movie.
Great movie. Good times. I knew
It
you'd
is.
like it. So if you want to head out, senior citizens get in free with a combo ticket. You do need a proof of ID because 60-year-olds don't look 60 anymore. Also, everybody else is $10, and that's like a ticket and concession combo. So it's a pretty good deal.
I was just thinking about Spaceballs because I heard that they're going to do a Spaceballs 2. They're going to do a sequel to Spaceballs. Mel Brooks.
Oh, nice.
Fantastic. So I was thinking about, I was like, the kids haven't seen Spaceballs. They love Star Wars and they've seen all the Star Wars. So I need to show them Spaceballs. And I hope it's not riddled with curse words like every other movie from the 80s that I think is good is.
Right. Yeah.
You never know.
That's happened a couple times.
You're like, how did my parents let me watch this back then? But actually they didn't.
Great question. They probably didn't.
They didn't. Yeah. Hey, you know what I did over the weekend was, and I just had like one or two things to get, but I went into Sam's Club on on El Camino Alto, South Campbell, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a different store I had never been in before. It looked all different, and I know they're still working on it, but they'd rearranged the store in a way that, man, put me out of sorts. I didn't know where I was going. I felt like I had to walk down every aisle because I didn't know if they got new stuff that I was going to miss. But it took me. You
played right into their trap.
I know what was going to take me literally, because I have to scan and go, so I walk right out. Going to take me 5 to 10 minutes total. Park and get in. Took me about 35 minutes because I ended up walking around a little bit to see where everything was. They're getting new freezers and stuff there. So that's still coming, but they rearranged the aisles. They were going this way down the store. Now they're going this way. It's completely different. And I was just lost in there. It was like I was in a corn maze. I couldn't get out.
That's funny. Did you feel like you were being punked?
I did. I was like, where am I? It was a weird situation.
Yeah.
Who did this and why?
You should have seen me at Walmart yesterday. I took my mom to Walmart. She's in a wheelchair. There were no handicap chairs, so I had to like push her in her wheelchair.
Carts. There were no automatic.
There were no. Yeah, right. And I was also having to pull a cart, so I was pushing a wheelchair with a human with one hand, and then also pulling the grocery cart behind me. It was a sight to behold. I was laughing at myself, actually, because it was so ridiculous. And I was like so long. So if you needed to get around me, it was like a school bus. I'm like, beep, beep. Like, I feel like I was like turning on my blinker and like putting out the stop sign, like stop, go around, proceed, find a new route. It's just funny. Yeah. We should have gone together, babe, to both places.
Well, I don't know. I was working. I don't have time for that. My trip to Sam's was over the weekend.
You for sure wouldn't have had time to go with me yesterday.
It took forever. Take you a while, did it?
Yeah, it was actually fun though, because my mom is funny. She has like funny one-liners. So it was.
My guess is your mom wants to like look at everything. It's like, oh, I haven't seen that, and then grab it and read it.
Yeah, she hasn't been into a grocery store in so long because normally it's just, one of us goes in for her. She doesn't typically go with us. So she was like, the price of milk? What? She was so loud too. I'm like, Mom, shh.
Yeah, this is what we've been living with for the last 3 years, 4 years.
She couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it for her on her behalf, by the way. So anyway, all right. That's all I got. I guess we'll see you back tomorrow. Anything else, sir?
We're doing a contest. We're doing a great contest. We're celebrating 3 years of Around the Ozarks news. So go to Around the Ozarks. You can win some great prizes. Somebody's got to win. So go there, enter the contest, and good luck.
Yeah. Don't forget to tell your friends and family to tune in to Around the Ozarks news. We'd be oh so thankful.
Appreciate it. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, brought to you by Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, and Taylor Grubosh Chevrolet. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody. Conditions across the Ozarks this morning are starting off nice and cool, but our gradual warming trend continues today. So today, warmer than yesterday. We will feel like summertime in the Ozarks. I have a whole lot of sunshine in the forecast and a light breeze. So it's going to be overall a nice day, but a hot one as temperatures start to creep back up into the upper 80s in a few spots. This morning, numbers are still fairly comfortable, low 60s out there. If you get out early, you can catch the cooler weather, but we are going to see them warm up pretty quickly. Overall, as I said, this is nice summer weather. You want the sunshine and the pool days before school starts back up again. And that's exactly what we're going to get as we look in this 7-day forecast. It is mainly going to be a dry week yesterday, not much rain to speak of yesterday across the Ozarks, and I'm expecting less than a 10% chance for the rest of the week. So make sure you're taking care of the garden. I know flowers are going in a lot of places, especially after that nice little cool down. You're going to want to take precaution from the heat as we head into this week, because it does look like that big ridge of high pressure is going to start dominating our weather pattern once again. What we have on the weather map today, well, it's not a lot for the Midwest. We are under a ridge of high pressure, and we'll see the sunshine and normal summer temperatures. As we look to our southeast, though, there continues to be a frontal boundary kind of draped across our southeastern United States, and that's allowing for an area of heavy rainfall and flooding threats for much of the southeastern portion of the country. Temperatures, they're returning to above normal conditions by Thursday into next weekend. So it is going to be a hot stretch here. However, it is going to be hot and summer-like. I don't expect the heat headlines like we had around last week, simply because the heat index value should stay in check. I mean, it may be near the triple digits. Don't get me wrong. It's going to feel hot, but we won't have the sustained heat, the overnight lows that just don't drop. I think overall it will be a more manageable heat wave as we look at the extended 7-day forecast. All long-range models kind of indicate that we're going to stay warm and relatively rain-free for nearly a week. And then they signal that there's going to be a frontal passage sometime at the end of next work week's forecast that may bring much better rain chances to the Ozarks. So overall, we're talking a very dry pattern here as I look at the extended forecast. The next couple of days look like this. Temperatures are near 90 in some spots today. That's especially true down in northern Arkansas. As we head into Wednesday, there could be a few more hitting the low 90s. And then I think most of us are in the 90s for highs on Thursday and Friday. The temperatures look much warmer, and it's going to feel more like kind of your early August numbers with plenty of sunshine to get through all week long. Around the country, what's making headlines? Well, it's this excessive rainfall threat for parts of the southeast. It's lingering today as that front has stalled out. Today, also, we have strong thunderstorms for the south central high plains, and that could create some strong to severe weather potential. And there are still some ongoing air quality problems from the Canadian wildfires. That's happening mainly on the northern tier of the United States, but we're hoping that the winds will change and the air quality can get a bit better for the folks up north. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question for the day. And the question yesterday was this: what is the name of the annual meteor shower that typically peaks in mid-August, often visible under clear August skies? And the options that I gave you were A, the Perseids, B, the Geminids, C, the Leonids, or D, the Quadrantids. And yes, these are real meteor showers, but the August one is A, the Perseids. And in fact, this meteor shower is currently active, but peak happens around August 12th and 13th. This year, the full moon is going to interfere with viewing. So observing from a dark location or anywhere with lights is going to be kind of hard because of the full moon. We can still see some of them, but peak will likely be impacted this year. It probably won't be as good. And of course, the weather forecast always plays a role. Is it cloudy or not? I'll be talking about that as the Perseid meteor shower peak gets a little bit closer. But congrats if A, Perseids was your guess. Here's the quiz question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. Which of these weather patterns is most likely to influence August weather in the Northern Hemisphere? Do you think it is A, the polar vortex, B, El Nino, C, a high pressure ridge, or D, a monsoon trough? You can let me know what you think. Take your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for starting off your Tuesday here with Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Thanks to our sponsors, also Command Family Medicine, Heating and Air Paramedics, and Taylor Grubaugh Chevrolet. We'll chat with you again first thing tomorrow.